Welcome back to the Guns and Outdoors channel. Hope you're doing well out there. If you're a fan of Sig Sauer and their never-ending onslaught of variants within the P365 family, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. And if you don't like Sigs that much, well, hit like and subscribe anyway. Got my hands on one of these. Well, actually I had it made. I used my NRA instructor discount. Purchased this guy for 940 bucks. Good discount. All you got to do is have your NRA instructor certification, and you're entitled to so many pistols every year, so I like it a lot. My first impressions on this pistol after I've been carrying it for 3 months is it's solid. This is my go-to. It's replacing my P365 standard that I carried. It is bigger. We're going to talk about that. I would say about a year or two ago, I did the regular Sig P365 macro. It had the same round count, 17+1, the 3.1 inch barrel. However, I had a problem where I had to get rid of that pistol because of the back strap. It had multiple interchangeable back straps, and I think at the time it only had one pin, and literally I sold it because it was wiggling. It's just messing up my grip when I go to get my master grip on there. I could always feel a little bit of wiggle room. So sold it, but now once I found out that the AXG Legion was in an all aluminum alloy frame, I went back to this guy, and this is the ticket. It's modeled after the Sig P365X macro. Most notable changes to it is we moved away from that polymer grip module, as this Legion has all metal. It's got good stippling in it, very aggressive. Look at the pattern. Reminds me of 1911s. I really like that. This guy feels really good in the hand. It does. You will notice that it's heavier, so since it's the all-metal version, it's going to be about 3 to 4 more ounces more than your regular X macro. But the benefit of it being heavier, and hey, having shot this guy feels good. The recoil impulse in this pistol, definitely good. The other notable changes here between the AXG Legion and the regular X macro is that the Legion comes with these X10, or what I'll call G10 grips. You can see the Legion inspired pattern there. And it's cool, right? For this type of gun, it's very grippy, so I think it rocks. You also get a flared magwell. We'll talk more about that when we get out to the range. I've already got some other footage here from about a month ago when I was in a class. So I have an instructor kind of shooting it. He was a big Sig fan, so he's giving it a go. The X10 Legion grips, they do rock. It's the right amount of grip, allowing for a solid control. I do call this a hybrid gun, so it's not quite the Micro 9. It's bigger than that, but yet it's smaller than your average other manufacturer mid-size pistol. So if you look at it, the aluminum frame and the grips, it gives you that in between, right? So not too small to get a real small grip, and then not quite so big. For me, I feel like this is the sweet spot. Let's just go around the gun. You can see the Legion treatment. It's got all the paint job and all that. Pretty much already knew all the specs on the regular macro, right? So 3.1 inch barrel. It does have this compensator. Is it a compensator? I don't know. It's more of a 2-port chamber that's really built into the slide, not necessarily the end of the muzzle. So cut into the slide. I would say it's an interesting design. And we'll leave it there. Our trigger does come with the X series trigger, so it is a flat face trigger. It's not the greatest. It feels to me like a regular X macro trigger. I was thinking with the Legions, they had a little bit of improvement on trigger, but I don't feel that with this. And another thing here, just total honest, candid, right? This definitely is a keeper pistol. I'm going to recommend it at the end. But the slide isn't that smooth. It's not a smooth slide. It will break in over time. But yeah, you got to put some force on that puppy. Not smooth. All right. I do have about, I want to say 500 rounds. So I took a 2-day class, and then been shooting this in a couple workshops. But not bad. Ammo wise, it's shooting 115, 124, 147 all day. So I've never had any issues with any of my SIGs. Definitely not this guy. He's shooting anything I can throw at it. Holsters compatibility, I will talk to you guys about that. It was a little tricky for me when I first started looking around. The X Macro and the AXG Legion do not share the same holsters, unfortunately. Essentially, the all aluminum frame and the rail right in here is a little bit wider than your standard X Macro. All right, so you got to put it in your holster. It's not going to seat all the way. I didn't know that. I did find this Tier 1 concealment holster. It's awesome looking, isn't it? It's great, but I got it for the X Macro, and this guy would not go all the way in. So I'll tell you my secret. When I last checked, these are the best appendix carry holsters on the market. They're really great. The problem I had was, it wouldn't fit. So I went and got a heat gun at Harbor Freight, and the trick is right along the bottom on the left-hand side where the rail is. You go real slow, slow heat like that, and it really started heating up. It only took like 10 seconds to heat up that bottom of the rail, and then I slid this in, and literally it remolded. Simple as that. If you look at everything else, fitment-wise, that's how I saved my investment. Again, ran a 2-day class, no issues, in and out of the holster all day. So that did the trick. If you want to do the heat gun, it's right here on the bottom. Now, shouldn't Tier 1 concealment make one? I think they could. They just don't. So good luck. You can do what I did, or you can find one purpose made. All right. And then what I do like about these two, they come with these wedges. You put the wedges, so they'll kind of go to your lower groin area and they'll push out. So anything where you're rubbing, it's getting hot, just go with one of these. Kind of wedges in between your belt, give you a little friction. Keep it upright so you're printing, depending on if you're a large fella, skinny fella, all that. All my buddies running this rig. Join the club. All right, back to the gun. It has the Holosun HS507K X2. And what I like about it is I always wanted to try that ACSS Vulcan reticle. Take a look at this guy. The Vulcan reticle. You see it? So basically when you push out, you're on the money, right? You're on the money. And that circle disappears, but it helps you get on target quicker. When I switched over from IWB to AIWB, it is heavier, but when you carry appendix, the weight was not an issue. It does print more. I have noticed people looking at the bulge down there, and but the average person doesn't even know. All right, and it's all related probably to this extended magwell. Really, everyone says it. Take this guy off. I just haven't done it yet. I just say screw it. I just keep carrying it. All right, so this is a direct mount back to the dot. Works pretty good. Controls, the slide release. It's got a good feel, easy to engage. Breakdown, 90 degrees, simple, just like any other Sig. And a nice extended beaver tail. You can see the milling. Milling's great. Take a look at the magwell. You see how it's not perfectly meeting up. When you do your mags, they're not going in as smooth. Does it aid a little bit? Yeah, if you go through the back, the side, but you can get caught up, right? But it's not a showstopper, but I'm just going to tell you, I think Sig should have done a little bit better molding this magwell, which looks great here, but functionally versus aesthetics, you can see where it would get caught up. You see that? All right, so I covered that one. Everything else is great. You're getting that good trigger, nice traction. Again, the slide is a little bit, you've got to manhandle it. It's not as smooth, definitely not staccato smooth, no doubt about it. And the trigger, not the greatest. Yeah, but overall, I'm very pleased with the gun. I really like it. Basically, you're getting a mid-size gun with 17+1 mag count. All right, it does come with this Legion base plate. I've had these indoors, concretes on the range. You just drop them. Nothing. I haven't had anything bust apart, spring out, or anything. I was worried about that with a metal plate on the bottom of these mags. You do see the wear and tear on there, but who cares, right? If you're going to use it, it's your EDC. It comes with 3. I think I ended up going online, buying 4 more. So yeah, just load up on mags. I'm a big believer if you're going to carry a gun, make sure you train with it, so always get yourself extra mags. I think at this point I got like 6 or 7. If you wanted me to compare it to something, I just happen to have a Smith & Wesson M&P 9 with the extended magazine. But if you look at it, it's very similar, right? Very similar. Obviously, it's bigger. And if I had a regular Sig P365, that'll even be smaller. So it just depends on which gun you pick up to compare. But look at that. If you're a Shield fan, this kind of gives you a perspective on where you're at. Definitely a thicker, that X macro grip. So if you're feeling like this is too skinny, again, sweet spot. There you go on that. Pick rail, 1913 Picatinny rail, standard flat face trigger. Normal MSRP on this, you can find it online if you look around for $1,200. That is roughly $400 more than a Sig P365 X Macro. Let's take this guy out to the range. And go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Here we go, up close. One last shot. All right, let's load and make ready. We're gonna send this target out, splatter target out to 21 feet. This is my concealed carry, so I like to do that. We'll go 21 feet. I've got a couple mags already loaded. Let me get you in a good spot. I'll keep it rolling. You will notice I got some new ear protection. I've been running those outdoors. These are the Walker Predators. So far so good. I don't really like the whole Bluetooth thing off and on, but I'm figuring it out. You don't always have to have the app on with this ear pro, but it's a little more convenient than headgear sometimes. All right. Bring it in. That was pretty good. Right on, right? Straight down the money. Yeah, pretty much a kill shot. So I got the red dot dialed in good. We'll send it back out. Keep it rolling. Let's go ahead and dump this mag. Recoil felt real good in the hand. Great shooter. Ejection feels good. Everything feels great. Recoil impulse I really like. Let me bring it in. It's a solid gun, guys. Definitely solid. There's your groups there. Not bad at all. All right, I'm just gonna send it back out, swap magazines. Let's take it out to 30 feet. Put another mag in. Yeah, the mag release controls on this are great. This gun a lot. It's a fun shooter. Think about it. A lot of your concealed carries, right? Really pocket nines. Can you say that they're actually fun to shoot? Good pistol. This is a workhorse pistol. No doubt about it. Solid. I'm very pleased. It's expensive, but if you get it for the right price, get a good deal online, shop around for a good dot on it, you're in good shape. If you're a 6 Sauer fan, check. I'd say give it a go. If you are holding on to that original Sig P365 and you never went to an XL or any of the other macros yet, give this one a look. If you can find this at a good price, that softens the blow. It's a good investment. It's going to be solid performance for you. And I would say last but not least, one more time, if you already own the X Macro, my recommendation is the jump's probably not worth it. You're going to get a lot of similar characteristics holding onto that, and you'll save the money. If you want to sell it off to your buddy and then go ahead and buy the XG, I wouldn't fault you for that either. So those are some options. Those are things to think about. Go ahead and comment down below. What are you thinking? Do you have this one yet? Would you go to it? Let us know. And until next time, take care of yourselves. We're out of here. See ya.